of the truth. So integrating systems from a logical perspective, what you want to do is to allow different information systems to share data and to streamline the business process. You want to allow the stakeholders to have better visibility of the information within these systems. That doesn't mean that they have access to all data. It's only information that they need in order to perform their daily business processes. So there has to be authorization. The use of an integrated system, as we said, will automate a lot of the activities that were done by individuals before. It will give a lot of power in terms of access to information to employees at all levels within the organization. As a result of the use of an integrated system, over the years we have found that it actually reflected on a change in organizational structure. We have already talked about that the system comes with prepackaged solution. The business process is already embedded within the software, which means that you as a company are going to change your own business process. Your employee roles and responsibilities will change. Again, as we said, simply because there is a lot of automation going on. We have segregation of duties where each individual performs specific jobs and they cannot access or perform other activities. So that's from a logical perspective. From a physical perspective, you want these heterogeneous systems to be connected again through what we call the middleware. So we have a piece of software that will try and connect these heterogeneous systems. When we connect these systems together, the goal is, we have two goals. One is information sharing. The second is streamlining the business process. You want to remove all inefficiencies, delays, and problems from the business process. You want to automate as much as possible. As a result, there will be a business process re-engineering, a redefinition of the business process. You are coming up with a new definition of the business process. So you have to prepare your employees for this new way of doing business. We talked about education and training and trying to change the mindset of employees. You have to understand that some of them will lose power, some of them will gain power. So all of this requires changing their mindset, talking to them, discussing with them, putting forward the need within the organization to adopt these new set of business processes. So what are the steps that we should take in order to integrate systems within the organization? The very first step is understanding what kind of systems do you currently have within the organization. So that's what we call resource categorization. Coming up with a list of systems that you have within the organization. Now, the categorization can be done in several ways. You can do them by vendor, or you can do them by type, or actually both. So by vendor and type. And the reason for that is that you may find that you have multiple systems performing the same kind of a job. And you'll have to make the decision which one you want to use, which one you want to integrate with the rest of the IS systems. The second thing is setting certain compliance and standards. Remember that the integration of these systems is easier if each one of them is following a set of standards that make it easy to connect with other systems. You want to also develop a single sign-on policy. This is very important. You don't want the employees to keep on logging on to different systems. You want them to log on once and to have access to all the integrated systems, all the ones that they are authorized to use based on their responsibilities within the organization. Some of the systems that you will find within the organization are what we call legacy systems. These are systems that are old systems, written maybe 10 or 15 years. And but these are systems that are running fine. They have no problem. I mean, like in Texas, they have a very famous say that says, if it ain't broken, don't fix it. If it's not, if it has no problem, then don't try to fix it. So a lot of companies will keep these legacy systems, will create what we call wrappers around them. The wrappers are just like front end, a set of screens that they create for the back end application. So just like to make them look as if they are new, but the processing is all the old system. Now, connecting different software together require the middleware tools, as we said. These will help create the interfaces that will facilitate communication between the different systems together. Now we have to determine who have access to what. We said that employees within an organization will play different roles, and as a result will require access to specific systems, specific functionality. So you have to define the authorization for each individual, and we'll do that when we do the segregation of duties exercise towards the middle of the semester. You also need to create a central IT help desk. This is the unit that will be responsible for providing support for the integrated systems. That unit should be able to support every single individual system. So there is no way that you would have requests for help with a specific system and say, oh, I don't know, I cannot help you with that particular part. The central IT should be fully aware of all the IT systems, all the integrated systems, and be able to support all of them. Now, these may be using different operating systems. They may be using different databases, different programming languages. So again, while creating the integration policy, this is something that you will have to address. Another thing, coming back to different databases, again, these different systems will create and will store different type of information. So again, you should have a policy in place to back up the data created by the different systems, so that in case you have a failure, a system failure, then you can recover. Now again, if you want integration, if this is something that is very important, where every new system that you bring on board needs to communicate with the rest of the information systems, then again, part of your integration policy have to address standardization of software and hardware. What do we mean by that? You will see that, for example, I mean, like in Qatar University or at Texas Southern University, the university where I used to work, they had in each organization, you see that the organization have decided on a very short number of vendors to buy from the hardware, for example. They have made the decision of whether they are going to be a Microsoft workshop or a Linux workshop. What kind of operating system will they run? Why is that? Why are they trying to standardize the hardware and the software? The main reason is maintenance cost. They don't want to hire different type of employees who can support all kinds of hardware and all kinds of software. They want to focus on just a few types. I mean, like if all they need is HP, or if HP can satisfy all of their needs, then be it. We won't have anything other than HP. If Dell will do the work, then they'll just have one vendor. And that's, again, to lower the cost of maintenance. In some cases, it's not possible simply because you have servers and you have to have desktops and you have to have workstations which are like more powerful than the desktop. And in that case, so it won't be possible to have just one vendor. In that case, you decide on just a few set of vendors, so that again, you don't have to hire different types of resources in order to maintain the different software and hardware.